welcome to Multiversial, a show where a judge introduces a world that's just like ours, but with one key difference to our two master debaters to argue if it's plausible and how. It's like when a Furby wants to be fed, but when you do, it just screams at you. I'm your judge today, Jen, and allow me to introduce you to our two debaters. We have my lovely wife, Leia, and the talented, musically inclined Deacon with us today.
Hello.
Hello.
Someone's got to compliment Deacon, you know, so...
Yeah,
No, I'm aware.
Yeah. Are you all ready for...
I imagine we do this show for like 10 years, and he's like, when are you going to compliment me? When I die.
Are you all ready for your
perish.
your topic today?
Yes, I'm ready.
This is probably the tamest one I've done.
Okay.
So, I introduce you to a world where seasons are done yearly. So you have a summer year, a spring year,
like
fall
Game of
year.
Thrones.
No, Game of Thrones, it's like you have 10 years of summer and then,
but,
winter
like, okay.
comes.
God, a year of winter. This is already not fun
This is
for
just
me.
every year it cycles. And on
God.
top of that, instead of the sun and moon rotating every day, they rotate every month. So you have...
30 Days of Night by Steve Niles.
No. You'd have a week of night, because you'd have a week of the sun rising, a week of the sun up, a week of the sun falling, and then the moon.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
it's the cycle of a whole month instead of a day.
Gotcha.
So that's our world.
Well, the
Okay.
economy would, like, everything would be... I feel like everything would just basically be the same. I think
Would
just
it,
people
though?
would adapt, yeah. I think different industries may thrive. Like, the vacation scene would definitely be different. Advertising.
it would. Summer year would be piping. That would be the year. They're like, go on vacay.
The whole fucking year.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Spring year would be abysmal.
Oh, all the pollen, yeah. Anybody with allergies would be like, I fucking hate this year. Fuck. Fuck.
So 2020 is spring year.
Yes, 2020 is spring year. 100%.
Literally, like right now, I am suffering.
So,
And I say every year, I hate spring. I hate spring. Spring year would be the worst.
But you'd get a 3-year reprieve from it.
I don't know if that's worth it.
Fair.
Yeah. I don't know if I could do longer than, just, God, that's just horrifying to think about. You know what it really, okay, so what about government elections and shit like that? Would that be on a, like every spring season? We have to deal with that too?
I don't know. That's a good question. Do you think we would come up with different terms for parts of the year? Would it just be term 1 of spring year, term 2? Like, how would we do that? You tell me, debaters. You tell me everything would be the same, debaters.
Much, if I'm being honest. I think the main thing that would change is probably travel. Oh my God, and like, what about planet issues like global warming? That summer would be hell.
What about... Okay, so what about the southern hemisphere? Is it the same way as it is here? Like it flips? So like when we're in summer year, they're in winter year?
Yes.
It'd have to be.
Yes.
Okay.
It'd have to be.
Same thing with, like, night and daytime.
So wolves only transform once every 4 years.
God, that would be horrible being a werewolf in that. You just be like, I'm finally fucking done. I got 3 years of a reprieve of this shit. Where the
Yeah,
fuck
but they
am
transform
I?
for like a full week.
They do transform for a full week. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. God, though. Oh my God, flu season would be that entire year. So if people didn't believe in masks, then I think humanity would die at that point. Just from the winter years, you'd have everybody being isolated. Only the strongest would survive. Mixed up should and would. Don't study eugenics and Darwinism, kids. It's fucked.
Yeah, you're talking about the seasons a lot, but what about the whole, like, day and night not being every day?
Yeah, I could deal with that.
I mean, that's kind of how, like, like it is in certain parts of the world as is, yeah.
And
Like,
very
there's
small
a certain
parts,
place
though.
in Sweden and like parts of Alaska and shit that like the
Okay,
sun doesn't
but you
rise.
two don't live in those parts, so why don't you tell me about your experiences instead of being Debbie Downers about my world here?
Oh, you don't like
Well,
it when
no, I'm
someone's
not
a Debbie
being a Debbie
Downer and
Downer.
criticizes your world? Wonder what that's
I'm not
like.
I'm not being a Debbie Downer. I'm saying that
no,
like we
Leia.
already have like things sort of similar that exist.
During your topics, right?
Yeah.
I fight you on how dangerous they are. All you're saying to me is everything's the same.
Yeah, that's what
No, I don't.
I don't really think that outside of commercial stuff, like travel, maybe entertainment would be different. Oh my god, the Ragers on the week of night. That would be fucking sick. Partying during that. Nighttime's funner. I would definitely want to be somebody who works during the day week and then just like that night week take my week off. No, imagine like that. Like jobs function differently where you maybe don't work that week. That'd be interesting.
Somebody working the night shift has a whole different meaning.
I know.
But no, I mean, like I said, I wasn't saying that like things wouldn't change. I'm just saying that like for me personally, I have kind of wanted or thought that it would be neat to live in one of those places where it's night like most of the year and that it's like day for a couple days.
Oh yeah, because you're an edgelord, ord.
Well, no, because I prefer night.
Edgelord. Edgelord.
She's just masking over the fact that she's the same way.
Yeah,
You're
no,
fine.
totally.
I prefer night today because the sun is bad.
I actually now can't go into the sun. I have to stay out of the sun, so I'm living that vampire life. You may be like, why, Leia? And it's because I'm having laser hair removal on my face and I can't get tan. So I have to be very wary of that. So I'm living that sunless life. Great. Except it's not. I need vitamin D, like, so bad.
You think people would still go to the beach during night week?
Yeah, I've been to the beach at night. It's really calm.
Yeah, I mean that's the
I
only
think more
time
people
that, like,
would
whenever I
die
go to
during
the
that
beach-
week. Oh my god, a serial killer would thrive during that week.
Oh my god.
Right? Cops are already super inept at catching them. There's a whole week. Oof.
But I mean, yeah, I when you were talking about the beach thing, whenever I go to the beach, like that's the day I sleep and then I get up and I go outside and I go on the beach.
Yeah, but we're not like typical beachgoers, which makes
That's
up
fair.
most of the beach.
I think it would be really obnoxious though when you wake up and you forget like, oh, it's sun week. So like you wake up and you have your curtains open because you're at night and you're like, let me just like whatever.
Yeah.
Want to look outside and make sure there's nobody there before I go to sleep, and then you do that, and then you wake up the first day of every sun week and you're like, fuck! Fuck! Are you kidding me? How do I keep forgetting this? I woke up 2 hours early! God damn it!
I mean,
It would be a world of minor inconveniences.
sun week,
minor
like-
inconvenience.
well, it wouldn't be air
No.
quotes.
That statement's correct. I agree. I didn't see this as a life-changing topic, but things would be different.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like it's not. It wouldn't be like, sun week. It would be like noon week, because you would have a week of like dawn, a week of like noon, a week of twilight, and then
Right.
a week of.
No, no, not a week of Twilight, please. We're past that
First of all-
trend.
First of all, Twilight's not that bad, but
Oh,
also,
are we in a world where Twilight's good fiction? Are we in that world? Because I don't want to live in that world.
I didn't say that it was good. I said that it's not that bad.
It's
not
pretty-
as bad
it's-
as everyone makes it out. to be.
No, it really is.
I would have agreed with you until the whole
Hey, see
making a
that
pact to
child?
marry a child, right?
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. There's like
Hey,
a
see
name
that
for it.
grown-ass adult
Imprinting.
fixating on a child? Okay, Deathstroke.
Right, the imprinting. Anyway,
Oh,
I don't want to turn into a talk about Twilight.
I really don't either.
I'm
I
not.
don't.
You know, I'm not. Whenever I said twilight, I meant like the time of day. But what I meant, but it would be like, so noon week would be awful because you wouldn't be able to sleep. There would be like no sign of darkness
Everyone
at
would,
all through the night.
everyone would have thick curtains.
I would tell you right now, the clock industry would thrive. You see big business and big clocks that have cuckoo clocks everywhere, smoking cigars, and out of the cigars would be little cuckoo things, and be like,
Right.
we're just printing fucking money.
I mean, but how would we? So, would time be the same? Because time in and of itself is a human construct. So,
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I like that. Maybe we would keep the same thing. It would just be like, you'd have to sleep 5 times during the fucking week.
It wouldn't be called AM and PM, probably, right? It'd have to be
no,
like.
I mean, it would just be. I mean, I
It'd
feel
probably
like
still
we
be
would
military time.
we would probably just adopt military time.
Oh, totally.
But I mean, I feel like just time in and of itself, like the way that we perceive and calculate time would have to change in some way.
I mean, that's
I don't even
already
know
going to
if
have
we
to
could
change if we
consider,
go
like-
into space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how, like, I don't even know if we would classify the seasons or like the months the same way that we used to.
So I
you
know there's actually a movement right now where
Yeah, it's called the planetary rotation.
no
Moving.
you're so funny. There's a movement right now. I don't know if you know what GMT is, Deacon. Everyone's at least heard the term.
Yeah, Greenwich Mean.
Right. So that's where we measure all time. So like where we live is like -5 in Greenwich time, which is where we get like our clock from. So people have been talking about literally doing away with like, where I'm like, oh, it's 4 p.m. here. What time is it for you? Instead, just literally all going by the same clock. And it just means different daytimes for everyone, which I think is fascinating. So it would be 4 p.m. everywhere, but our 4 p.m. would be night, whereas it'd be day for some people,
Yeah.
which I think is interesting.
I mean, it would be interesting. But yeah, like I said, I just don't think like so I don't know if we would consider like, I don't know if we would even classify months the same way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if we would still have January, February, March, April, May like we do now. I feel like our calendars would change because
100%.
like
100%.
if the whole year, if the entirety of the year is, one whole season, and a season typically lasts about 3 months, right? So how would we denote when the end of a month is and when the next begins even, right? And will we still have the same holidays? Would we just celebrate like, will we still have the yearly holidays like we do now, like with Christmas and Thanksgiving or whatever?
I'm gonna level with you, which is just fucking hilarious. Think about how people who always hate their age, think about how we would perceive aging. Like, if a year is a season, or if a year would be like all 4 seasons, everybody would be aging at the same rate, but you'd be way younger. So like that would also have to change.
This is fascinating. I didn't think this was gonna turn into a no, all I'm hearing is every year for us is actually the equivalent of 4 years.
Yeah, and then you think about it, and then you go like, how do we judge alcohol consumption? What is a minor and everything like that? Because we still age.
Yeah.
So like, would 4 years if say adolescence is 4 times 5 is 20, so 5 years old and you're an adult. Wild.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just, yeah, it would be strange, right? Like,
There've been stranger things.
Oh my god, would we wait until like fall year to do things like Halloween? Would Halloween last?
Oh my
week?
god! Of course you'd do this, you fucking edgelord. A year of Halloween, you'd finally get your wish.
Well, no. I'm not saying a year of Halloween because there's multiple, holidays and stuff that happen in fall. So, I mean, we'd have like Thanksgiving, we'd have all that. So would that last like a week, like 2 weeks or so? Would it last like a month? Like how long would like our holidays, how would we alter the holidays to fit for, or would we just still do them yearly like we do now? Or we just continue to use the same calendar and just, you know, on the same, like December is the same. It's just, you know, it's really hot this year, right? Or, you know, it just, I don't know. It would be strange because I don't know how we would like alter how we perceive time and holidays and aging and things like that. And if this is a thing that we've been dealing with for like the dawn of time, it's interesting to see or to think about like how different and weird like our calendars and things like that would be now, and how our perception, because again, we're the ones who created all of that. Especially since we're like the only species that like perceives it.
Man, animals have it so easy when they don't interact with us humans, don't they?
Well,
They don't have any of these concerns.
Well, whenever I say perceives it, I mean that we're like consciously like worried about it all the time, because like bees perceive time, right? But you know, like they have a concept of time, but we're the ones who obsess over it so much. So I don't know, it would be strange to think about like how we would alter things to fit like that sort of like layout for time.
My brain hurts.
No, it's really interesting. I mean, when I wrote this prompt, the idea was like the years were the same. In terms of like months and day to day, like that's a tough one, you know. Because like I know, like, oh, you measure a year by how long it takes the sun to go around, or the planets to go around the sun, but like, yeah,
Yeah, if we're only in one quadrant for like a whole year.
Yeah. But it's a strange and mystical world. So because of that, again, like I imagine still like you have summer year, winter year, autumn year, because that's the prompt. So we definitely know how we'd measure a year. Month, I mean, they were named after conceited people, so like.
I mean, that's fair, because we used to only have 10.
So for those of you who don't know about what that referencing, I'm going to explain it to you. Julius Augustus Caesar, the narcissist that he was, changed the entire calendar to include the month of July and August. Months used to actually be longer.
Yeah. Gave himself 2 fucking months.
2 months.
Yeah,
days. Idiot. I imagine days we'd have to figure out based on a sleep schedule. Like we would have observed, like, okay, we seem to crash after this many hours, and like figure it out from there. Science. Yeah. So, for the purposes of simplifying it and not going into 420 levels of outside thinking.
God, man, like if we ever, weed is going to be legal in our state soon. Could you just no? I could not do this podcast with the trippy shit we talk about.
I said 420 because I didn't want to like.
Oh yeah.
Specifically say drugs. Because it's supposed to be a friendly podcast.
Well,
but you're not wrong. Weed is going to be legal, so. Like how we do drunk fandom at
God, we're gonna have to really watch out on April 20th in New York. People are just gonna be in their homes. You're just gonna see everybody. I didn't know everybody had a chimney.
But bringing it back down, into the idea that like we'll just say it's still the 12 months day-to-day cycle, year to year. Time though, again, I just cannot picture. It would be better, but I just cannot picture being like, hey, it's 18 o'clock, like, it's almost time for bed. Like, that just sounds so weird. I know we say, oh, it's 1,800 hours, but let's be real. We'd say 18 o'clock if it were, like, normalized in a 24-hour.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's 1830.
yeah.
You know.
I'd like to live there.
Quarter
I think
to
it'd be
19.
I think it'd be you. The only reason I'd like to live there, if I'm being honest, is just because of the fact that I really would love to do space travel, and it would feel closer to that.
Aw. Week of night, I just see you running out in your helmet.
Right.
Week of night would be really fun to watch, like meteor showers and shit. Go stargazing.
Real talk though, like I said,
like
the week of night during the winter year would be the most fucking suicide rates, and it would also be the most murder rates.
Okay.
The look on her face right now, she's like, Jesus Christ, Leia. And I'm like, that's what happens. That's you. I just did a you.
No. Crime and murder, I get. It was the S word you threw in there. And
yeah,
I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Can't turn into a complete sad. Can't have a whole sadness. But I mean, yeah.
Everybody need a moment?
No,
I'm
just
debating.
Just
Look, I made you cheat sheets. Am I getting a fidget spinner?
No, I added like 8 fidget toys to my cart because I'm tired of biting cuticles off my nail.
Yeah. We'll get you a fidget drawer where you can keep all your
that's what this
fidget
is
toys to
gonna be.
rotate between.
I found some cool ones. You want to see one?
Yeah, no, you definitely have to send me that.
They have one that's basically bubble wrap.
But we are on a time schedule.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
you want to look at the cheat sheet. Take a look. Because we've been debating for, if you minus talk time, probably like between 15 and 18 minutes. And I don't know why mine always end up short. Y'all need to debate more.
Okay, got it.
We dragged
All right,
out.
no, I got it. I got
Okay.
it.
Ready?
All right. 3, 2, 1. So, I think dating would be better.
Really?
I think because you're going to have these long periods of times where you're together, and then you're going to have these long periods of, shorter periods of time when you're, like, together at home and trapped, I guess some people would phrase it, but I don't really phrase it like that because I'm in a healthy relationship. But, like, you would be doing more.
Why would you be doing more?
Because there's more daytime.
Oh, I see. So certain activities that are better in the day versus the night, you have more time to do those specific activities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the week of night would just be bounce, go wow, wow.
Or stargazing.
Stargazing, yeah. That's what the bounce, the wow, wow.
Oh my
was.
god, yeah.
It's the stargazing.
Watching the Perseids. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I feel like, you know, that sort of thing, like you said, I feel like mental health would be a little bit better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because
except
again,
during
like
that week
said,
of
like,
night, that's
Unless
like
you're a night owl.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a night owl. I'm up most of the night anyway, but like, I feel like, you know, the things that are better to do during the day, you know, those sorts of things, like, you know, going to the park and, like, you know, going for a nice walk and that sort of thing, all of that, like, there would be way more time to do it. So instead of like going to work and being at work for 8 hours and then coming home and the sun's gone down, so you can't, you know, can't really go to the places that you wanted to go. I feel like a lot more places would be open for 24 hours. You know, like
oh yeah, no, especially in
bowling alleys and stuff, and things like that to go do.
Yeah.
Golf courses or mini golf and things like that. Like all that would
we
be.
would have a society most likely that's like New York, where I will tell you, as someone who, you know, is from New York, everything is pretty much on 20 hours of the 24-hour cycle. There is a small period in the night from like 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. where things actually like shut down. And when I say 12 a.m., that's also like different, like for the city. The city, it's even longer. It's like a 2-hour period where it is pretty quiet out in Manhattan.
Not 12 though. It's more like after 2 a.m. It starts
In the
powering
city,
down.
yeah.
Well, even out here, like
that's
like
fair.
Domino's isn't closed till 2 a.m.
You're right. So, and then there's like this 2-hour period where nothing is going on and most people sleep. But, we freelance and we do the whole night stuff. So, like, we know about this.
Our sleep schedule is whatever we want it to be, basically.
Basically,
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is peak. I think more people deserve that.
Yeah, more people need accommodations for their internal clocks.
So you think this world would be more accommodating because of the...
I think you'd have to.
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. Because for me, like I said, I'm usually up in like the nighttime hours anyway. Like that's like my whole time to be awake and alive, and then I sleep from like 6 a.m. to 3 every day. So, like, because that's just when my body is like, hey, you're tired. You need to go to sleep now. So I feel like how we would judge like bedtime and things like that would just sort of be up to the individual, instead of everybody being like, well, you're up so late, you're up super late at night.
I think nobody would give a flying fuck.
Nobody would care because it would just be like, oh, okay, well, it's your time to go to sleep. Like this is the time that you normally go to bed. So, have a nice sleep. Talk to you later. It would be a lot more normalized that like,
oh yeah,
some people just work differently.
Yeah. Which that's already the case in this world, and we need to address that more.
100%. All right, so
I was just gonna say like, yeah, because I feel like that would just be like a lot nicer to have
100%.
like.
All right, so my question to you is, do you think this is feasible? Would this be a thing?
And the reason I could definitely say that is if we ever get to the point of space exploration and travel, there are going to be planetary, like environments that have longer day and night cycles and probably winter seasonal cycles too. So humans are just going to have to adapt to that.
I can also see it happening on Earth if something were to like, throw us out of whack, like orbit, even slightly, it could, extend and put us into a thing where we're rotating at a slower curve than we were before or anything like that. Like there's a ton of different planetary things that could happen that, slow us down. So, I mean, it could be a thing. There's potential for that to be real.
Okay. Would you live there?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
100% you'd live?
Yes. I would do it because again, I would love to go colonize a space planet. A planet in space. It'd just be sick.
Your poor wife, all she can think about is space. Love her.
A year of Halloween would also just be chill.
When I say my poor
Fucking
wife,
A
I literally just mean like because she can't go to space, I feel bad, not...
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
well, Mass Effect on Friday.
Mass Effect on Friday.
I'll go to space, damn it.
Well, with that, thanks everyone for tuning into Multiversial and visiting this strange and dangerous world with us.
Special shout out to our sponsor tier patrons, Nejikomu, Shadow Rogues, and Chaos Bunny, and all of our paid subscribers for keeping us employed making free content like this podcast.
Big thanks to our judge Jen for picking our topic today. And for all you loyal listeners, be sure to check out fierceferrets.com for all of the great stuff we make and links to all of our social media and Patreon to help support the show.
See you another time in another world, strangers.